God is looking for compelled obedience, not compliant obedience. God tells you to do something and you simply do it because he told you is one thing. That's compliant. God tells you to do something and your heart has a natural response to want to do that. That's being compelled. What's more pleasing to the Lord? Your burnt offerings and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice? Listen is what Samuel told King Saul. Obedience is better than sacrifice, and submission is better than offering the fat of rams. Samuel was on his bumper. Listen, man, what am I hearing? I hear the sheep. I see, what is that king over there? God told you to do something and you came to your own conclusion. Well, here's what I feel is the better approach. In fact, you did what you thought was pleasing to man and not to God. Saul says, let me offer the sacrifice. It's not too late. It's not that Saul missed the window of time for the sacrifice. It's that Saul is missing that God was looking for his obedience and not the sacrifice. Taking this a step further, that the heart of obedience before God is to have a compelled obedient response to God. God is looking for compelled obedience, not compliant obedience. God tells you to do something and you simply do it because he told you is one thing. That's compliant. God tells you to do something and your heart has a natural response to want to do that. That's being compelled. So how this works, here's how obedience, I pray we find breakthrough as I get ready to close. Obedience was never supposed to be a grit and grind your teeth. Let's make this happen. Obedience was always supposed to be, God has revealed himself in so much of his goodness that you come to the conclusion you were made to obey someone. And whoever revealed himself worthy of your trust the most, your heart says, that's the one I was made to obey. But when David was thirsty and needed some water, he had his mighty men with him, and he says, listen, I don't just want water, but I want water from that town. And he could have said, you over there, go get it. You over there, go get it. You over there, go get it. He doesn't do that. He poses his desire or his need for water, and his men who love David, who live with David, walk with David. They have went through voyage after voyage, once in a cave to now having plenty. They are compelled and they say, listen, we will comprise a plan to go get you what you asked for. And they risk their life going into a foreign territory just to get their king water. They bring the water to David, and David says, I'm in awe of the sacrifice that you went through to get me water. There's no way I could drink this. And he offers their water as a sacrifice. What am I trying to say? Obedience is not just God gave you an instruction and you had to obey. Obedience is God saying, I have need. And you say, God, I'll go do it. I'll risk it. I'll put myself in danger. I'll make myself uncomfortable. It's okay if I'm inconvenienced. No. Don't give that assignment to somebody else. No. If this is a defilement to you, I'll give it up. And you don't have to rip it from my hands. I'll willfully surrender it, because it's not the compliant obedience you're looking for. You're looking for someone that says, no, I've seen how good he is. And if this is what he wants, he gets what he asked for. You were made to obey. And I know you like free will. God gave me free will. You like free will. Cool. He gave you free will. But with your free will, if it's not God you're obeying, there's somebody you're obeying. Your supervisor tells you to do it and you don't blink twice. You don't think about it twice. Why? because they have what you need. Your sense of security is based on whether you do what they ask. But yet still God says, I'm your security whether you do what I ask or not, and you still won't obey me. Here's what I'm trying to say. I pray that the Holy Spirit does a work in my heart. I pray that the Holy Spirit does a work in your heart. I pray that the Holy Spirit does a work in our hearts as his church, as his body. Because how you know that somebody has a healthy faith is how they respond to God. We cannot be a people who have a delayed response. We cannot be a people who God has to always wrestle to respond. He continues to reveal his goodness. He continues to reveal his mercy. He continues to bless you. And I get it. There's some things you're still waiting on. I get it. You didn't succumb to that Janet Jackson faith. What have you done for me lately? And if it appears that God has not done a divine supernatural Kairos blessing in your life in the last 6 months, you reserve the right to have your arms folded. But that's okay if that's what you choose. As for me and my household, he owes me nothing. And I'm giving him permission to teach me how to respond.